Today I'm going to use my numbered mandala set to show you how to create a blooming spring mandala. This set is great because it has graduated sizes and they're all numbered to make it easy on you. This homemade stone is already base coated a nice light yellow. I'm going to add some hologram extreme glitter paint, and then we're going to start the design with white dots. The first thing I'm going to do is create my center dot with the largest size dotting tool, which on this set is a number 16. So just right in the center of the stone. Then I'm going to add what I call my 4 directions dots. So if you think of a compass, north, west, east, and south, I'm going to put those dots evenly spaced and then add 2 dots in between each of my 4 directions dots. For the next row of dots, I'm going to use the size 4 dotting tool, and I'm going to place dots exactly in between the size 2 dots that are on there. So you're going to see that they fit and form almost like the peak of a triangle with a larger dot. Don't stress the placement of these dots too much. If you get it a little bit off, it all kind of ends up working out in the wash. I'm going to move up to the size 6 dotting tool and do the same thing. So as they get bigger, you can kind of see how they are placed in between the 2 dots in the previous circle of dots. And we're just going to continue on like this until we get all the way out to the edge of the stone with the white dots. Now we're going to start to add some more color to these dots, and I want you to think about the placement of these dots like this, so it creates a blooming effect. You're going to place the dots towards the bottom of each dot, not in the center, but it creates a blooming effect. So I'm going to start with this sunbeam yellow color, and I'm going to place dots in the bottom part closest to the center of each of the dots so that it looks like it's blooming outward. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky in regards to the size of the tools. I would love to be able to tell you that it's an easy, 1, 3, 5, 7 odd numbered thing because we started off with even numbers, but it kind of takes some eyeballing at this stage of the game. So I think the first 2 rows of this part I did with the number 2 dotting tool, and then I kind of eyeball it. I take the tool with no paint on it and hold it up to the white dot and see about how big I want the next color dot to be. So it's not an exact science with the number tools, should be, but some of this is eyeballing and just seeing how big you want that dot to be to give that blooming effect as it moves towards the outside of the stone. Now we're going to add the next layer of color, which is this bright Concord grape color, and we're going to do the same thing, placing those dots closest to the center and eyeballing it so that it's smaller than the yellow dots. So we want each color to show through as the colors bloom out. You also want to make sure that each set of dots is completely dry before you start adding the next round of colors on. So I put the yellow under my little desk fan till they were completely dry, and then I came back with this purple color, because if it's still wet, you're going to end up with a little bit of a mess on your hands. This next round of dots is going to be this lavender sachet color, and again it's just going to be a little bit smaller than the darker purple dot, and we're going to let this design bloom out. And I was kind of going for spring flowers to inspire the colors here. It started just kind of taking on a life of its own. I started out wanting to do yellow, and then I was going to do shades of yellow, and I thought it was too much, so I was thinking of different spring flowers, and I was thinking of the little pansies that are purple with yellow in them, and so this is just kind of what it ended up as. This just gave me an interesting idea, since I usually have a reason behind my color selection. I think next time I'm going to try a random selection and just blindfold pull 4 colors out of my paint box and see what we get. On this last round of color, I actually decided to add black dots for the tiniest dot, just to give some nice dimension. Black's a good kind of finisher. You outline things in black, so that's kind of what I was going for. And so that's the final dot that we're going to add to the blooming design. Now I'm going to add a scallop design using different size dotting tools on the edge. So I'm starting out by making a point with the size 6 dotting tool. And this is going to be right in the center dot on the very edge of the mandala. And I started out with the black paint, and then I changed my mind halfway through and ended up covering up that black point with the purple paint. I liked the purple better. So I'm going to continue to size down the dotting tools and just add smaller and smaller dots, circling around those large dots on the edge of the stone. When I get down to the number 1 dotting tool size, I'm going to add 2 dots to complete the circle around those last dots. And then I'm going to come back with some hologram extreme glitter paint and add some glitter paint dots inside of all of the purple dots, just for a little extra sparkle. You guys know me. So this design literally evolved as I went along. I wasn't sure what colors I was going to start with or the design, and I am pretty basic with my mandala designs. I don't do anything super duper fancy, so I just wanted you guys to get a feel for how even the most simple design can make something really beautiful. And I also find this process really therapeutic. I love the dotting. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the alert bell so that you don't miss any future uploads, and join us for an upcoming live stream. I sure appreciate you stopping by to watch today, and I hope that you'll come back for another video, or click here on the screen or on the link in the description to watch another video. As always, take care and keep spreading that kindness. I'll see you next time.